in 1993, we have Battletoads Double Dragon The Ultimate Team. I had no idea this game even existed. I saw it the other day and I was like, what the f*** is this? So, of course, I picked it up. I mean, what else could you do? So let's pop it in the old Sega Genesis and check it out, see how it looks today. Now, as we could see, Trade West was responsible for publishing this game, and at least in North America. And the game was actually developed by Rare. Now, Technos actually did all the old development of the Double Dragon, but for this version, and I think a lot of the home consoles, they licensed that out to Trade West. So as you can see, you can choose between 3 Battletoads and the 2 characters of Double Dragon. And it takes place in space with, I guess, a space abobo, which is just a little too freaky. I mean, it's such a strange concept. And I really like how Jimmy or Billy don't need spacesuits in space, but all the enemies do. Yeah. Way to go with the realism there. Anyhow, as you can see, the concept of Battletoads / Double Dragon and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team, whatever you want to call it, is more or less the same dynamics of the original Double Dragon. It's a 1 or 2 player, simultaneous gameplay if it's 2 player, beat 'em up. There's a few new features added aside from the obvious elephant in the room that you can play as a Battletoad, and it takes place in space. I mean, it's a little bit odd, but as best as I could tell, this game is more or less Double Dragon with those obvious changes and a lot less weapons. I mean, there are some weapons you can pick up in this game, but they are somewhat few and far between. Where the strength of the original Double Dragon franchise was the fact that it was a beat-em up that you could pick up weapons and throw trash cans and boxes and pick up baseball bats and really destroy your enemy. The weapons are really scarce in this game, which is really, in my opinion, a major detracting feature. Now, let me take a moment to explain the on-screen display, which confused me a little bit at first because I don't have a manual for this game. And you'll see the red hearts at the top of the screen and the red boxes next to the hearts. The hearts are actually how many lives you have, and the boxes are your energy left before you die. So to me that seems a little backwards, but aside from that you can see your point score up to the top left, and the green bars and hearts and score on the top right, or for the second player if one were playing. Now, this game was released on a bunch of different platforms. Among the platforms released were the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Game Boy, and the Super Nintendo, aside from the version on the Genesis that you're looking at now. And I believe that this game was probably developed for the Nintendo Entertainment System first because the attack button configuration only consists of 2 buttons, even though the Sega Genesis controller has 3 buttons, and the Super Nintendo has like 6. On the Genesis control schematics, the A and C button do the same thing in this game. They're both your attack move, and your B button is to jump. Now, as we approach the end of the first stage, we get to see the first stage end boss, which is Abobo, a character from Double Dragon. And this game does have a few characters from the Double Dragon franchise, but not really that many. At least less than I would have expected from a game titled Battletoads and Double Dragon. Now, as you can obviously see, the AI on the Abobo first level end boss is not all that, difficult. But from what I understand, this game is incredibly difficult. In fact, one of the most difficult games out there. When it was released in 1993, there was no record of anyone ever beating it until the year 2009, which I somehow find hard to believe, but I checked on a couple of video game record-keeping websites, and it seems to be somewhat true. And honestly, I played the first 3 levels of the game on more or less my first try playing the game, I didn't find them all that difficult. I wasn't really trying all that hard, and I was only playing in the one-player mode. But I mean, it didn't seem all that difficult to me. So I can only imagine that the later levels get incredibly difficult. Now, while the second level is more or less like the first level in terms of game dynamics, it's basically still a beat 'em up. When we get to the third level, things change dramatically. Now, I'm not even quite sure what to call this type of gameplay. It's like a racing game, but it's not a racing game because you're not actually racing anybody. So I guess it's a type of a platforming variant with vehicles. I don't know. That's my best educated guess at what this type of gameplay could be described as. And it's certainly very odd for Double Dragon, at least in my opinion. Now, there are enemies that are introduced in this level. It's not just purely a vehicle platforming race type dealie, but that is the ultimate main difficulty in this level. The enemies are almost a joke. But navigating the environment on your little hover bike thing, whatever the hell it is actually quite difficult as you near the end of the level. And there you have it. Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team for the Sega Genesis. This game is not all that common, but not exceptionally rare. So you can expect to pay somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 for this game on the Genesis, depending on whether it has it's a box and manual and all that stuff, or if it's just a plain cartridge. For the Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Nintendo, I can't speak for how much it would cost because I have yet to see it for sale. And there you have it. I'm Dommy from Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.